What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another Gifted Gengar live stream. We're back with some more Radical Red. What's wrong here? Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Welcome back to another live stream here on the Gifted Gengar channel. We're gonna be playing Radical Red again today. We're gonna work on our way of getting our 4th badge. I think we have to go through Rock Tunnel. I'm gonna have to pull up a map or something. Can I move? All right. I hope everyone can hear me and we're having a great day. We're also gonna do a react today, like usual. Oh God, you almost saw what's back there for the react when I was changing my camera. But Ganesh, what's up? I created my YouTube channel. Oh hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to this screen so in case anybody's in the chat, I can see them. Pull up the game. Doki controller. Pull the game. Alright, we're moving. Pokemon. Let's do a quick team or recap. YouTube channel name, URL is Everyday Gamer. I'll check it out later. Don't spam it and don't put your URL in my chat, please. But you could post it in general on the Discord. Okay, summary. Up first, we have our Raging Bolt Mark at level 44 with Intrepid Sword. That's hidden ability. Rockin', Discharge, Calm Mind, Dragon Breath, and Thunderfang. We're not really getting any use of Intrepid Sword, really. If I can get like an ability patch, what's the It's not an ability capsule. Is it an ability capsule? I don't know. Whatever can change hidden abilities. The capsules don't work on them. Next, we got Nibbles. Please support me. I will upload daily content. I mean, I'll try to watch your stuff daily. I mean, I said I'll check it out. Nibbles with Liquidation, Air Slash, Brick Break, and Acrobatic. Shout out to the 4 people in stream. He's got solar power. You might want to change that. Warrior, which Fire Fang, Work Up, Crunch, and Flamethrower with Poison Touch. Then we got Maxi, Covet slash Crunch Feint Attack with Sword of Ruin, lowers all defense of the other Pokemon by 2. And Alejandro, the Rayquaza with Crunch, Hyper Voice, Rest, and Ancient Power. He's got Sharp. What is that smoke? I have an incense lit. Masiro with Leaf Blade, Quick Attack, Synthesis, Giga Drain, level 44. Rocky Dazzle. That's it. That is it, people. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Okay. We're gonna go to our bag. I need to figure out how to get more rare. But where are the ability pills? The ability pills. The ability pills. It won't have any effect. Mosquito killer? No. It smells good. It smells good. Good. Everyone healed up? Let's fight this. Shout out to the 3 people on stream. If you're new, if you're lurking, subscribe, like if you like Pokemon. Because we like Pokemon here. we get it up to some shenanigans on this channel. Let's go. All mine discharge. Oh. Rock type. I mean, yeah, it's not necessarily it's not a weak election at all, but we hit it. No wait, this isn't your average Tuesday crowd right at the start of the stream. Your first video series is getting over it. That's a funny game. This is the end. Straight down. Go down 2 steps and go this way. Oh shit, we can deck snap Pokemon. Let's run away. Let's see, we got Tapu Koko, Victini, Grovyle. Do you know any getting over it game? Yeah, I know the game. Ursaring. Ursaring. I like a different Ursaring. Oh, the Ice Electric Blitzle. Eldio. I kinda want... Grovyle's good. All the legends are great. These are... hidden ability. Let's get the Ursaring. What is going on? Why can I not dex it? It's too dark to search. That's why. And he's flash. It wasn't popping up, but I could see it faintly. That was so hard. I finished 4 times. Oh damn. Okay, water. Go straight down. I didn't know there was a trainer here. Thank you for the like. We hit the water, we go straight down till we hit the rocks, and then we go that way until we hit the wall and go straight up. Get familiarized with the Lisa Grovile. Lisa. Lisa Grovile. Lead rocks. Now we go this way. I'm just gonna like run around till I get like a nurse rank. That's what and I don't know if the Pokemon changes on each floor. So once I get to the exit, I'm gonna test that. Bro, can't catch a kid when the kid's not. Zayvids, yo, welcome to the stream, my dude. How you doing? Sorry, I didn't. I'm going to sleep. Bye. I subscribed. Ooh, nice. Thank you. You get a Pokemon named after you now. The number didn't change, but maybe it's just late to come through. Bye, Ganesh. Have a nice night. Jose, on my streams, I stream usually when I can. Try to switch it up as much as possible, but every new subscriber gets a Pokemon named after them. But if you member the channel, you get a mascot, and every time I catch that specific Pokemon of your choice, you get a Pokemon. Every new, like, there's the number trying to change on screen right there. There we go. We're one away, people. We're one away. Its time is 11 p.m. and you have time to sleep. Shout out to you, dude. Shout out to you. I want to be named Charmander. Well, no, I'll name a Pokemon Zay. Okay. Next now. The Pokemon do change on this. There's Terrakion. Arbok Poison Dark in this game? We really gotta get us an Arbok. Let's see what that looks like. There it is. That's the one we want. It's so cool. I'm going to bring all my friends to sub. Thank you so much, Zays. I appreciate you. And if they like the content, that's even better. Zays, this is you. You are a weird Ursaring. Now we have to look back at this picture of Rockfell. Okay. I need to go all the way down. All the way down. Go this way. Go up. And I get to a trainer battle. Woo! Thanks. They're going to hop on later. Nice. I'll be streaming till 2:30. And there's not really anybody here. Usually we have more of a crowd. But it's wait, trick room off. No weather. Rain. Okay. My speed up stop. I'll be right back. Yesterday's stream was a lot. Where is it? You're back. What's up, dude? Give me a second as I look at this map. Rock. Rock. Rock formations here. And then stick to this. And then just go straight up and get fight right here. You know what else is hard about streaming Rad Red on the same day on Tuesday? It's just the same day as the last day. There. But alas, it was Rad Red. Remember, this game is easy. It's crafty. I got 4 X's, 3 X's. Hell yeah, Poopin' ready. Let's fucking go. You should add me and we can trade. I'll give you a bunch of EXs. I have all of them. I just pulled Conversing Dialgo. I don't know why I discharged the mic. This ain't gonna do Oh, kill. The fuck? What is it do like these special defense? Even I'm actually saving up for another TCG Pocket stream soon where I'm going to open 50 packs in That's the water. There's 2 trainers here. Still haven't seen our box. Currently you can do like password matches, right? Set a password that only you and another person know, and then you can get matched up against them, that particular person, and play against them. But there's no rank until March, and then you can do random matches. Discharging. No, the ladder's over here. I gotta fight this guy. That'll. Yeah, we should. Tell you what, let's test that theory right now. You have the game? I have the app open. I can multitask. I have the game. Plus, I get the pop-up packet. Here, we'll do something. I'll go into versus private match. In private match, I'll enter the password. The password's gonna be all caps. If like that. And we see if we get matched up. I'm gonna use this one. That was a crit. Unable to find it. Ooh, man. What happened? Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to make it such viewers will experience. What do you mean? Every time I open this widget, you tell me nothing. Here we go up 2 tiles. Go this way. How does it work? I don't know. Go to from the home screen. You have to click the 2 little cards at the bottom that look like they're attacking each other. And that's battle. Then you click versus. Then you click private match. And in the top bar where it says enter password, type in the word gift. All capital. Here, you want to take. There's some. No, this is what we want. We want and once you've done all that, my name is Gabe. Hit battle. Once you have this, it's automatic. Keep forgetting to look at my stream to see if anyone's tired. Shout out to the 3 people in stream. I appreciate you. Got 2 likes. Let's go. Let's go. New subscribers get a Pokemon named after them. What's the password? Gifted, all caps. Gifted. Then once you type it in, hit OK, and then you hit battle. Bottom of the screen. This guy's got 4 Pokemon. I can stay over here on the stream. I'm just discharging everything. Discharging food. I will hit battle. Hopefully we shall be fit. Said unable to find a phone. Let's try an easier password. Let's try. Try some numbers. Let's try 0, 14. Password is 0, 4, 2, 0, 4, 2, 0. Once you have typed it in, let me know. Go. Shout out to the 3 people in the stream. Right down. Ice type Blitzel. Dude, I'm gonna. Oh, there we go. Look, we got matched up. Matched up. Wait. You're in. I know I am too. We are in there like swimwear. I'm not streaming this game right now. Yes. Movin', this is you. Already know yourself. Zays, make sure when your friends come in and they sub and watch, if they do, that they type in the chat, let me know their name so I can names. What kind of deck is this? Shaman and Hitmontop? Ooh, scary. 4 people in the stream. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Movin', I'm gonna tell you right now, my deck is trolly. Very trolly. Dragon Breath. Starting this summer, I will be streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. All 3 platforms. 1 gift. That. Slow start down. Right, so you have Shaman. You have electric energy. Anonymous, hi, I'm a poop my pants. Why? Don't do that. Hate on that. Play it through, we'll play again. Is the incense or are you smoking? It's don't smoke on camera. That's a classy broad. Classy. Now we have you. Oh no. How's your day going, Anonymous? How's your day going? Anonymous. Anonymous. Deaf incense. Deaf. The incense is deaf, dude. There's 2. Oh, so I'm right here. The ladder's right here. Okay. So now I'm here. No, I'm here. I need to go all the way down this way. Up here, there's probably some items. Probably some wild. Oh, you can't get in because of Rock Smash. I have Rock Smash. No, I don't. I don't have Rock Smash. Wait, so touch the wall. Skate it down to the opening. There's a trainer here, there's a trainer here, there's a trainer here, there's a football here. Bam. Fighting now. Well, time to change. I have a good stream today. I'm sorry that you pooped yourself. Shout out to the 5 people in the stream, yo. I appreciate y'all. How's y'all days going? Love me some lurkers. Subscribe and like if you like Pokemon content. If we get to 16 We're on our way to 2,000 subs. When we hit 2,000 subs, I'm gonna do a fridge tour. Fridge tour. Get me to 1650 subs today, and I'll do a Pokemon Smasher Pack. Hooven, is this still your turn? Or did I miss a turn? I feel like I missed it. I didn't have Giovanni. I'm sorry if I wasn't paying attention to my turn. Got missed. Wait, well, I'm only drawing trainer. Wailord. Oh, it's gonna be floating. Ah, what is this strange array of it? When I draw executive order, it's over. What kind of deck is this? It's all over the place. Ooh. We out here playing pocket. A sub. Out here playing pocket with a subby. Oh. Alien. Come on. Am I taking too long? Or am I just going to ham for you? I told you this deck is really trolling. It only has executive and silver. Oh, that's a den? Made it a den. That's actually low-key legit. You might have to go in and get this thing. That's not what it was. I feel lied. I feel lied to. It was never a chimp. It wasn't supposed to be a chimp. It was a tank. Nice job. Get your deck. Let me know when you want to be ready. The two people in stream. I don't want to catch you. Ball. Berry be berry. Wishing piece. Free ability pill. Fuck no. It's supposed to be a tank, I feel like. Ooh, we got the arrow. Spikes that arc. I'm already looking for you. Who's that guy? Okay, so I'm set. Moving. I'm already on the screen. Hitting go. Same code and everything. 04220. That's not waiting on me. We're waiting on you. Yeah. Oh. Keep saying unable to find. Shout out to the 4 people in stream. I appreciate y'all. Consider liking and subscribing. Do it again. There you go. We've been to the next one. We all. Ooh, 3 lights. Finally, sweet bug out. What on earth would this be? I don't get it. Right behind it. And then this part of Rock Tunnel is here. So we go to the wall, down, that way, up, that way, down. To the wall, down. Udo reverse. My YouTube channel logo is red. I would try to make a bunch. Let's see what works better. Toasted chili. I usually drunk sub, so I'm catching your channel for the first time. Yo, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. We're fucking playing Radical Red. It's a slow day. We usually have a more hype crowd there. It's so fucking slow that at the same time playing Radical Red, someone in my other chat and me are battling in TCG Pocket. How's your day going? Thanks for the like. We're fucking trying to get to 2,000 subs, so I'm gonna do a bridge to hit 2,000 subs. So Toasty, you're subscribed. I've seen you before. We're gonna have to name a Pokemon. Can we send it with Mark? Do you think we outspeed a Primarina? Unduffy. It's a daisy. Pokemon, Pokemon. I am the warrior. Keep it 100, keep it over word. Collision, bitch got it. Listen on my rev room go burn. Soon I will overtake Gengar. I mean, you can try. Probably will. I only play Pokemon. And you play variety games and you don't have content, then you'll probably go well past me. But guess what, Mister? I got YouTube. I got Twitch. I got over 1 million views already. I've only been doing content 2 years. I took a year off. 2 years. Come at me, bro. At me. Just do that. I feel like you're coming at me with the star you. Oh no, it's dead. There's also been many a person who says they were going to take me over, and now they don't make money. We're working up. I don't mean to be that guy. But like, good luck. I wish you the best of luck. That's all I'm saying. If you ever need some advice on how to make your shit go viral, I don't have a viral. Yeah, I guess virality for my channel. What, you got 1 million views? Like total views? Yeah, across all platforms, I have over 1 million. On YouTube alone, I have 600,000. Total views. Not one video. Try to get. Alright. I don't really have any viral moments, but virality is measured at the standpoint of your channel. So like, your small channel, a viral moment for you can be like, I don't know, if you have 0 subs, 1,000. If you have 1,000 subs, 10,000. Or if you have 0 subs, 10,000. 100,000 views. Anything that's like massive compared to your number, that can be viral. I have a couple videos that go into the 8, 9, 10,000 videos. Nothing that's gotten. Why are you burned? I have poison touch and this thing's burned. Oh shit. Did I pass up my turn again, Hooven? Are you just not telling me this? Okay, I can give you this. I'm going, I'll come back at Really? Don't do that. Don't do that at all. No. Don't leave my chat and stop joining my streams until you hit 2,000 subs. Fuck, I hit 1,000 subs in like 2 months. It's hard, but you can do it. Gotta have the right concept. Although, I started my YouTube channel with Pokemon cards, and at the time that was a very good concept to start. Ruben, what the fuck is this deck? It's never going to work. You have grass, fire, and water, and electric all in one deck. You can't make a 4-color deck in Pokemon. Definitely not in Pocket. Did you, Ganesh, did you put your channel on the channel you watch? Like that? Hey, we're one. I'm only level. So, even at level 3, like, you should have. When you first get the game gives you so many resources, even that you should be able to just pop packs until you hit level 10 immediately. So, like, pop packs, make a one color deck. Start there before you branch it into 2, 3, and 4. I want to make a collab. Are you gonna put your face in the camera? We can talk if you once you get your channel started. I don't want to rule anything out. I also am not that guy who's gonna be like, oh, good stuff. So, like, yeah. No, okay. I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm only gonna collab with people who are gonna be shown on screen. That's the one thing I want to rule I have. I'm an introvert, bro. Me too, but I got over it. You wanna succeed in this world, or you just wanna, like, you know, post for fun? If you're extremely introverted, become a VTuber. Just have something visual on the screen, please. Do not just post games where you're just talking in the background. I have Magmar, but I can't put him down. Why not? Magmar's basic, isn't it? What about the deck they gave you for the first pack you opened? You get a free deck. Start the game. Poopin', let's go again, but this time I'll use a deck with no EX card. Don't change that purple. Nah, bro, this is my trademark. I'm gifting fucking Gengar. And this is a Gengar hat. I gotta be wearing this in every stream, every video. I gotta have this shit on screen at all times. Why? This is my trademark. I used to do Rock the Gengar snapback, but honestly, don't even know what the fuck that is. What's up, Hal? Welcome to the stream, dude. Finally, fucking a mod show. Mods come in to do their job. Late as fuck, no. It's okay. How's your day going? 1 p.m. Just wake up. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. What if you do that at eaten by a rat? What? No rat's gonna eat my hat. I have cats. I have 3 cats. There's not a fucking rat that's gonna ever even like survive. I got the pack. Yeah, they give you a deck. Also, you should get like enough resources. Like I could start a account right now, and I should get enough resources to pop at least 25 packs. 25 packs is enough. You're good. Is your day just starting, or is hasn't been started for some time now. I don't understand the time difference between me and so. How many years do you have? I've had this hat for like my entire YouTube life. I never used it as my thing. This year became my. I wanted a thing. Finally. I'm Deep Gengar. Do you have more like the same one? I'm going to get a shiny Gengar. I'm going to get both. Beanie is the stream beanie. It stays clean. Usually. That's what Charging Bug sounds like. Can we get one more like on the skinny stream? Like, that would be fucking fabulous. Oh, Mark. Should have healed. Let's battle! I went with a deck that doesn't have any EX. Not a single. How much data per 1 day live stream? What do you mean data? I don't use any data. I stream through my PC. My CPU running hella low. Hella low. Running at 4,200 kbps. Here on top. Pretty good. Yeah, I use internet. I don't know, I'm just on Wi-Fi. I have unlimited Wi-Fi. I don't know what you want from me, Ganesh. Ganesh. I've been moving. We're at this again, man. I've been. Sword of Ruins. We slash. I'm directly connected to my router. I have no wire connected. Hey! We fucking did it! Now, how do I get out of here without running? What do you mean? I'm directly connected. I don't use Wi-Fi. Directly connected. Are you putting in the same code, Poovin? Same code. There we go. Found each other. Don't say bye. I just got fucking on with you. The hell? How much GB do you want? Gigabytes? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the game. I don't know this. I don't know this. How to do that. Brick break. Yes. Progressiveness. Back. Robotics. Shout out to the 4 people in the stream. Gigabyte. I don't know. I don't know. Quite frankly, strange question to ask. Bum 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 boom boom. Can we next have 11? Do Pokemon Tower. What's your net worth? Listen, dude. These are not questions you ask during a live stream. I'm not gonna answer them. I'm sorry. Be normal, or bye. Simple as that. All y'all people acting like I give a fuck if I stream to more than one person. I can stream to nobody and have fun. Um. Bum 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 bum. You're good. Just act cool. Like talk about fucking Pokemon or streaming Pokemon. Ask me about this game. Don't ask me these questions about my life. I'm not gonna answer. I would never expect anybody to. Even like generally. It's okay, dude. I don't care. Guess who's joining the Discord? You? What's up, Bowie? What's up, Maxie? How you doing today? How oft thou speaketh the name of thine joinee? Aren't you already on this one? Welcome. Where the hell's bread? What's this? I found Sablenite. We have Sablenite. Bum 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 shout out. People in stream. I got RCCX. Woo! Woo! Sent you friendly class. Bum 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 bum. Ow! It looks as cool. Oh, check the server. Oh, dopeness. I believe this is you. So I'm making you a mod. And this is a different different Discord from the other Discord that you have messaged me Um, General in a new account. Hell yeah. Where's Bread? Bread said hi to you in this group. And fucking show up for free. We're live. Well, that's dope. Now you'll get all the pings. And now you can get more people to join the server so that they can see my streams, so that they can come to the streams, so that I can broadcast actual streams. Like, I'm gonna go behind my house and take a picture. This is a wild one. Hi, Bread. If one of you mods could just hop over to the other stream and be there so that we could moderate that shit, and as well as keep retention up for people coming into it, because there's no one chatting for keep retention up. I gotta go. Peace out. Watch me right now. Like an hour. We'll go to 2:30. That's a kid. What pack should I open? Got a pre-pack on TC. Actually, no. I've been. How long have you got? Into this Charmeleon, Woobat, Frisbee, Execute, Primate, a goddamn Sting. bum. You got a sub today. Bum. Bum. Yeah, YouTube notifications fucking suck. That's why I put that's why I ping the Discord. Because if you have your notifications turned on Discord, you'll always get that. You'll probably get like a YouTube notification that I'm live, probably not. Even if Under. I got the YouTube notification. Oh, even later than yeah, YouTube notifications. And that's like they tell your audience, make sure they hit the bell. You all could have the bell. You all could have the bell like all in personalized, and you still won't get it until like stupid late. God, it's ready. Shout out to the two people in the street. You see fish. Oh. Can you catch a ghost? I have not tried. Do the... Oh, okay, move out of the way. Get out. Get out. One soul. I would like more people to get here so we can react. Never react. I like more people to react. Ready to finish Sprout Tower. Finish this Pokemon Tower. Rose, yo, welcome to the stream, my dude. Thank you for the like. Came at the perfect time. We're about to do the react soon. There's no one here, but just gonna clear out this tower and then we're gonna react to something awesome. Yeah, no, it kind of sucks. Let's check out. Imagine chucking a Master Ball at it and like just dodging it. Oh no, my Master Ball! Damn ghosts. I don't believe in no damn ghosts. Like that one. Let's give that one. Ooh, red. Look at the rare. So rare and rare. Music slap. The music slap. Oh, I bet I'm so quiet that no one can even hear me. I am so far from this fucking mic, it's not even funny. Be gone, intruders! Might start my own randomized Nuzlocke today. Which game should I play? Last one I played was Soul Silver. Randomized? Pokemon Black. Actually, when you randomize Sun and Moon, it's really fucking fun. I can say that. His favorite color key item. I haven't had a YouTuber comment on my video or live stream yet. And I can barely hear you. Yeah, I was sitting far away from my mic and I wasn't enunciating. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of phoning it in today. I don't really mean to, but I'll do better. I'll do better. You know what? By doing better, we're gonna pop this one escape rope that I just found. Say a shout out to the 3 people in the skinny stream. We're gonna pause the game. Right? Pause the game. We're gonna shoot over to this screen. We're gonna turn this chat on. We're gonna pop out this chat. I'm not gonna stop speaking like this. We're gonna pop out this chat. Turn it on. Oh, we turned it off. Turn it on. Go to properties. Hit paste. Hit OK. Bam. That chat's there now. Helicopter, helicopter. And do we have guesses of what we are reacting to today? While I pull it up. Chat, we are reacting to Game Freak makes Pokemon bad on purpose. And why? By Wolfie Glick. Shout out to Wolfie Glick, Wolfie VGC. 1.69 million subscribers. Probably one of the biggest Pokemon YouTubers out there. This thing has 1 million views, and we're gonna get him more views. Shout out to you guys. Go subscribe and join and like his videos and leave a comment. Say Gifted sent you on his videos. And then link my react to it. Let's just get into it.
This Pokemon is terrible. Luvdisc is, by almost any competitive metric, completely awful. The only fully evolved Pokemon with a base stat total lower than Luvdisc can either turn into every other Pokemon, learn basically every move in the entire game, be completely immune to almost half of all attacks,
That's
or
wild.
only exist when it only has 25% of its health left. Luvdisc, on the other hand, has 2 unremarkable abilities. When it's raining, it either gets a stat boost to its speed, which is its only passable stat, or it can heal its status conditions. A bold play to assume that your opponent would bother wasting a status move on Luvdisc in the first place. Its move pool is so shallow that a Luvdisc wouldn't even be able to swim in it. Just about its only redeeming quality is that you can gift somebody a Luvdisc to show your undying
can't even
affection,
see it again, guys.
which I'm convinced is less to do with the fact that it's shaped like a heart, and more because this thing is so weak, it's one of the only circumstances where you can safely hand somebody a wild animal. When Gen 5 first leaked, fans were absolutely convinced that a Llama 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 had to be a Luvdisc evolution, a long-awaited upgrade to a Pokemon severely in need of some help. Imagine their horror when it was revealed that instead, Game Freak had just created an entirely separate, can gift somebody a Luvdisc to show your undying affection. which I'm convinced is less to do with the fact that it's shaped like a heart and more because this thing is so weak. It's one of the only circumstances where you can safely hand somebody a wild animal. When Gen 5 first leaked, fans were absolutely convinced that a Llama 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 had to be a Luvdisc evolution, a long-awaited upgrade to a Pokemon severely in need of some help. Imagine their horror when it was revealed that instead, Game Freak had just created an entirely separate, unrelated, heart-shaped pink fish Pokemon.
That is way fucking better.
Luvdisc to be bad? Well, yeah, actually, I'm willing to bet that Game Freak will never make Luvdisc
really
good, or even give it a good evolution for that matter. Because here's the secret. Game Freak makes some Pokemon bad on purpose. And more interestingly, that's actually a good thing. To examine why though, we're gonna have to break it down. Because there are a lot of bad Pokemon in this franchise, and they're not all bad for the same reasons. Luvdisc and Furret both kinda suck, but they've got their unique ways of sucking, and it would be downright disrespectful to the long and storied practice of sucking to lump them together, as opposed to acknowledging the specific nuances to how they've garnered such ability to suck. Part 1, the Achilles heel. You all know the myth of Achilles, right? He's like a big dude, really strong warrior guy, Mog's Hector. Kind of like me if I, lived in ancient times or whatever. His mom dipped him in a pretty gnarly looking river when he was a kid. You might think that's bad parenting, but the moms of the Pokemon world let their 10-year-olds become vagrants who bet on animal fights for a living. And Achilles' weird bath did make him totally invincible except for his heel. So all things considered, I think good old Thetis actually deserves Mother of the Year award. There's a whole group of Pokemon who continue the lineage of Achilles. These are the Pokemon with their own Achilles heels, something that intentionally hampers them in order to balance out some other part of their design that might otherwise be overwhelming. Usually this takes the form of an
Okay, let's get guesses going in the chat. What we think some of these Pokemon are. I saw one already by its silhouette. I think Weezing is one. Defeatus, Slow Start. Mycelium Mite, Defeatus, that's definitely Archeops. Slow Start, we're talking fucking Regigigas, we're talking Slacking.
An Achilles ability that can temper a stat profile that would otherwise be totally broken. We can see this type of archetype represented by Pokemon like Slacking, Archeops, and my personal favorite, Regigigas. We'll get to that later. Slacking, in contrast to Luvdisc, has the highest base stat total
name all these Pokemon wrong
non-mega Pokemon
on
ever
purpose
introduced
just to
in the
trigger
series.
people.
At 670 total BST, this thing is sitting on the same level as Kyogre, Groudon, Koraidon, and Miraidon. It's got a disgustingly high attack stat, really nice bulk, and even a decent speed stat that allows it to move faster than a large portion of opponents. That is when Slacking is actually, able to move at all. Because more than any of that, what you probably remember about Slaking is its ability, Truant, which only allows Slacking to move once every other turn. Now, that might not have felt like such a big downside when you were getting obliterated by Norman in the Petalburg gym, who, by the way, absolutely takes the cake for the worst parent in the entire Pokemon franchise. He forces you to move to another region, abandons you in your new house, and then hacks in to Slaking that shouldn't even have evolved yet. We get it, Dad, they're your real children.
What a hacker.
But in competitive Pokemon, Truant is even worse than you could imagine. With the prevalence of Protect in VGC battles, you can pretty much guarantee that Slacking just never gets a chance to attack at all. Sure, there are some shenanigans you can pull by having your teammate set up on that turn or by using Feint to break Protect, but the long and short of it is that Pokemon is a game where you make moves, and Slacking only gets to do that half as often. Cut that 670 BST in half and we get to 335, which is one less than Unknown. Slacking is definitely better than Unknown, but make no mistake, this Pokemon is dog water. Our next Achillean hero is Regigigas, who honestly is eerily similar to Slacking. In addition to being normal types, they actually share that same BST of 670 with a very similar distribution. And of course, they also both share absolutely terrible abilities. While Slacking loses half of its turns, Regigigas loses half of its stats, at least the most important ones. Slow Start halves the Titan's attack and speed for the first 5 turns that it's on the field. Slacking might not have many turns, but at least it can theoretically hit hard when it does attack. Regigigas instead has firepower equivalent to Slacking's little brother, Vigoroth, and it can't even hold the Eviolite item. I did get second place at a regional in 2012 using Regigigas, but I didn't use it to do any damage. Instead, I loaded it up with the most annoying support moves that I could find and took advantage of its huge
Wide
natural
guard,
bulk. While it did
underweight,
work,
outside.
it's a pretty sad way to use a Pokemon that has more attack than Groudon. Archeops might not have quite the stat line of
They
our
can't
two
learn
normal
flying.
types, but its attacking stats and speed are nothing
Slow,
to
bro.
scoff at. In fact, its
changed
BSC
my
is only
pants.
outclassed by
What's up,
two other
everyone?
Pokemon
Hey,
who aren't
we're reacting
legendaries,
to
megas,
why Game
paradoxes,
Freak
or
makes
the
Pokemon
illustrious members of
bad
the
and
600 Club, Palafin Hero, and of course, Slacking. Which, okay, yeah, when I say it out loud, I realize that is a lot of qualifications. It's like Archeops is claiming to be the best Ganondorf player over 6'2" with lactose intolerance in Staten Island. But here's the thing, much like our Ganon player friend, it doesn't matter how niche
Best
Archeops'
Ganondorf
claim
player
to fame
in
is, when it
Staten
hits you,
Island who
it hurts.
is lactose
Just
intolerant.
don't let him get close to any cheese. In Archeops' case, that cheese would be reducing its HP below half. See, to most Pokemon, lowering their health seems like a valid strategy, but this dramatic diva does not appreciate your underhanded tactics of dealing damage to your opponent. Archeops is like your friend who, once you start beating them in a game, goes, "Man, you're trying so hard, dude. It's just a game. I don't even care that much." And it just so happens to line up with the point where they start playing a way worse. Defeatist, Archeops' ability, halves Archeops' attacking stats when it's below half HP. Now, you might notice that this ability is fundamentally better than both Truant and Slow Start. While all of them offer
Very
about
true,
a half
but
power
sucks
decrease,
ass.
this one is conditional. And unlike Regigigas' ability, Archeops at
I-
least
I'm-
gets to
you can't get
start
over
the
the
battle
fact
at
that
full
he's
strength.
purposely
This is because
calling it
Achilles' abilities exist on a kind of linear
Regigigas.
axis. The stronger the Pokemon would be without its ability, the more the ability has to hinder that Pokemon. Archeops isn't quite as strong as Regigigas or Slacking, so the ability doesn't have to be quite as bad. Some humans have abilities that nerf them too. For example, I have the ability Bad Gift Giver, which, you know, makes me really bad at giving gifts. I know, it's unfortunate. Maybe I need to keep like a little wheezing in my pocket during the holidays. Thankfully, neutralizing gas isn't the only way I can be saved from my ability. I also have Holzkern to help me out. Holzkern specializes in watches and jewelry, which
We're
make
gonna have
incredible
to
gifts for
skip
all
the ad.
genders, meaning I can use their website for all of
We'll cut that out.
bag. Shopping with Holzkern makes me feel
we
more
didn't even get the
powerful
rest
than
of the
ever.
ad.
And as I said before, the strong.
We'll call it here.
Well, why does Toadscroll need an Achilles ability at all? Well, for Toadscroll, it's not just because of its stats. It's the combination of its stats with one
Segue.
specific move, Spore.
It's more
Spore
than
is a
just the
move
thing
that has
you write on.
previously only ever been given to 5 Pokemon lines. Fungus, Paras, Shroomish, Morlul, and their evolutions,
Spore.
plus Smeargle. But, I don't want to talk about that guy. Or, okay, fine, I will, but later. Suffice it to say, you had to be part of a very exclusive fungi fraternity in order to use this move. And that's because Spore is one of the most broken moves in the game, because it makes whatever it hits take a nap, putting them out of commission for up to 3 turns. To balance how strong Sleep is, most moves that can inflict it are under 100% accuracy. Spore is the one exception. Mushroom Pokemon, in keeping with their
That's-
static inspirations, are slow. 3 of the Pokemon
Yeah.
that learn Spore have a base
No
30
free promo.
speed when fully evolved. Breloom only gets up to base 70. Even Smeargle is only base 75. For context, Pokemon considered to be on the lower end of the middling speed range are typically around 90 base speed or something close to that. Because of how powerful Spore is, Game Freak has intentionally made it easy to move before even the fastest Pokemon that can use it. Scarlet and Violet introduced some estranged family members into the mix though. Amoonguss' long-lost cousin, Brute Bonnet, and Tentacruel's terrestrial twin, Toadscrool. That's really hard to say. Brute Bonnet's got 55 speed, but Toadscrool has 100. And that, combined with the guaranteed sleep move, is a recipe for disaster.
wild.
Left unchecked, Toadscrool could spread a sleep epidemic among its foes. But Game Freak, for whatever reason, really wanted to make a fast mushroom Pokemon. So they needed a solution to stop Toadscrool from running away with the game. The answer? Mycelium Might. Toadscrool's ability only affects its status moves, which are the moves that don't do any damage. Whenever it uses one, it's guaranteed to go through opponent's abilities, but this part is honestly kind of a Trojan horse to ship in the whole Achilles part of the situation. Those moves will also always go last within their priority bracket. So no matter how fast your Toadscrool is, its spores are guaranteed to be slow. A very specific solution to a very
That's fucked
specific problem. Toadscrool by itself isn't overpowered, so the ability doesn't need to nerf it that much. Now, it's fair to say that all these Pokemon on their own are truly
would totally
bad.
use
Their abilities
Toadscrool,
hinder them to such a
'cause he
point
just
that
looks
they
dope
can't
to me,
make
but
use of any of
Shiny's
their
really dope,
actual
like-
good aspects. If only they had some way to turn
You
off
gave
these
me a
abilities.
fast Sporer,
A few
and
months
now
ago, I actually entered the
I
Baltimore
purposely
Regional
can't be fast
Championship
at
with
Sporer.
Toadscrool along alongside one of the only Pokemon who can turn abilities off, Galarian Weezing. With Weezing's neutralizing gas ability, my Toedscruel was free
That
to
makes
show
so much
just how good
sense.
it would be without that pesky ability. The result? Pretty good. I went undefeated on the first day of the tournament before finally being eliminated in the top 16. I'm not the only player who tried to take away some of these Achilles heals. Back in Sword and Shield, Regigigas plus Weezing was actually a somewhat common strategy, with the same idea behind Toedscruel and Weezing. But overall, these Pokemon are bad. These strategies that get around their abilities are not that dominant outside of a surprise tournament run every now and again. And I think it's actually good that they're bad. To explain why, we've got to go all the way back to their namesake, Achilles. Like I said earlier, you probably have heard a bit about Achilles, a fearsome warrior who was totally invulnerable except for his heel, because it was the spot his mother held him by when she dunked him in the river Styx. The story of Achilles' eventual downfall because of his weak spot is so well known that it's given the name to one of our body parts. Except here's the thing, in the original Iliad, Achilles' heel isn't mentioned at all. Achilles isn't even invulnerable in the first place.
Holy crap, this is a 38-minute video.
He's a mortal man who we see injured, and the story ends before his supposed weakness is ever exploited. That story wasn't written down until Publius Papinius Statius's unfinished epic poem, appropriately enough called the Achilleid, which he didn't write until sometime around 800 years after we think the Iliad was first written. Why did later myths give Achilles this fatal flaw then? Why go through the trouble of retconning a story that was already enshrined? Well, the answer's kind of simple, because it's really cool. Look, Achilles is an interesting character in the Iliad, but he's also, how do you say, a little overpowered. Honestly, it's kind of rude that the main thing that we know him for is his one weakness that he actually does have. You know, I think it's hilarious you kids talking about Achilles. You wouldn't say this stuff to him at Troy. He's jacked. Not only that, but he wears the freshest loincloths, gets dipped in the chillest rivers, and hangs out with the hottest dudes. Y'all are pathetic, lol. Achilles' skill lets him stay overpowered while also being flawed, human, interesting. And that's why Game Freak makes these Pokemon. It's cool to have a monstrously powerful Pokemon who has one major flaw that you have to find a way of overcoming. It means Game Freak has the latitude to give a Pokemon like Slacking
when is Game Freak gonna
or
give
to make a turbocharged mushroom like that they never could have done before. From a strategic perspective, it also offers a different way to strategize. Abilities that explicitly nerf your Pokemon are rare for a good reason. They're normally not very fun to play with, but the very existence of these abilities offers opportunity to play around them in interesting ways. And take it from me, when you can pull it off, it feels really good. I think they're also getting better at making these types of Pokemon. Palafin is a new Pokemon that also has an interesting ability that holds it back, but it actually is really good, or it was at least during part of Scarlet and Violet's life cycle. These Pokemon are undeniably interesting, and Achilles' abilities let us do stuff like take a landlocked Tentacruel clone to top 16 of
Hello? YouTube? What you doing?
a regional. Part 2, Cursed Bloodlines. This is a Pokemon called Wugtrio. When I look at Wugtrio, you can probably guess what I'm reminded of, right? That's right, the 19th century American novelist Nathaniel Hawthorne. What? That's not who you think of? Okay, let me explain. In 1804, Nathaniel Hawthorne was born in Salem, Massachusetts, to a family whose history was irrevocably intertwined with their hometown, and not in a positive way. His father, John, was one of the leading judges in the Salem witch trials. His father, Nathaniel's grandfather, William, led the persecution of Quakers in the 1600s. Convinced that the actions of his ancestors had cursed his family, Hawthorne changed his name, adding a W to the family name Hathorne to become Hawthorne. In 2022, Wugtrio did the same thing, adding a W in hopes to escape the horrible fate of having a stat line tied to its relative, Dugtrio. Much like Nathaniel Hawthorne, its efforts were in vain. See, Wugtrio belongs to a host of Pokemon who are condemned to be bad solely by virtue of their blood. The regional forms and ecologically similar Pokemon who have the bad fortune to be tied to Pokemon who are already kinda bad. In Alola, we've got Alolan Raticate, Sandslash, Dugtrio, Persian. In Galar, you've got your Stunfisk and Rapidash, and even Hisui has some Pokemon condemned by their lineage, like Hisui and Avalugg and Braviary. In a lot of these cases, the burden of being saddled with your original stat line is just too much to overcome. Now, I'm not saying that Alolan Sandslash's only problem is that it's related to Sandslash, but it certainly doesn't help. Now, this is of course not the case for all regional forms. Sometimes a regional form might be good because its counterpart was already good. In fact, there are quite a few Pokemon who are arguably improvements from their old selves. We already mentioned Toadscruel.
Amazing.
Paldean Tauros has actually seen some recent competitive play, and Sneasler has terrified the format in ways that Weavile could only dream of. Galarian Darmanitan is a huge upgrade from its old Unova version thanks to Guerrilla Tactics. And Alolan Ninetales has pulled the same Fired Ice trick to become the game's go-to Aurora Veil setter and resident freeze merchant. But in most of these cases, the prior Pokemon already had at least decent base stats. All they needed was a new coat of paint. And for every success story, there is someone whose makeover didn't go as well. We can imagine a world where Hisuian Avalugg totally redistributes its stats to make use of its decent total BST. In the world that we actually live in, it got 10 more attack and speed at the cost of 10 less special stats, and a rock typing that made it quadruple weak to both fighting and steel. Try as you might, I can't really imagine a world where Galarian Stunfisk breaks the shackles of being, well, Stunfisk. Actually, I can't imagine that world, and it's Pokemon Go. I know a little bit. That one's for you, Pokemon Go players. There are a few notable exceptions to this rule, but most of them come with some other factor that made a Pokemon that should have been bad actually viable. For example, Alolan Marowak actually was a really strong pick in the early Sun and Moon metagame because of its typing and its use in Trick Room and a couple strong moves that it has. That said, this thing gets to hold the Thick Club item, meaning what looks like a really terrible stat profile is actually pretty scary since it doubles Marowak's attack stat. Likewise, Alolan Persian saw some play as a fast Prankster immune utility mon before Incineroar ever came out, but it has the Fur Coat ability, effectively doubling its defense stat. If either of these Pokemon were truly locked to their old stat profiles, I doubt they'd have seen much play at all.
You know, he wants
As for why
to
it's good to be bad, well, it's hard to argue that regional forms aren't cool. A new take on a classic Pokemon is really exciting. Personally, when they revealed Alolan Executor, I may have lost my mind a little bit. I think it would be pretty lame if these forms were only limited to Pokemon that were already really good. You might have used Eradicate way back in the day. Aren't you excited to use it again? But this time it's 4 times weak to fighting? No? Just me? This explains why regional forms are also given to bad Pokemon. But why are those Pokemon bad in the first place? Persian and Raticate don't get special abilities that let you fulfill other power fantasies. Why do they suck? Well, let's talk some more about Raticate. Part 3, First Friends. You all can be my first friends if you subscribe to the channel.
You heard it here first. Whoopi said subscribe.
You're enjoying the video, right? I know you are. You're still watching. You should subscribe, please.
Subscribe, please, to Gifted Gengar right now. Subscribe, everyone.
I'm asking, between asking and begging. It helps me out. It helps the channel out. You'll get more content if you like this. Because you're still here, I hope you like it. Unless you really hate me, in which case you'll get more of that too, if that's what you want. I don't know. I'm not judging. A lot of people are watching these videos and most of them aren't subscribed. So I just wanted to say something. Because a lot of you think you're subscribed, but you're not. Every video where I say this, people leave comments that they're like, I thought I was subscribed and I wasn't. That could be you. Don't be like a fool. Be a smart person and a first friend. You remember the first Pokemon you ever caught? Like not your starter? If you started in Generation 1, like me, chances are high that you stumbled into Route 1, saw a level 2 Rattata. And it was love at first sight. Surely in this moment you thought, I'm going to use my level 2 Rattata to endeavor a Mewtwo down to 1 HP with the Focus Sash item and then finish it off with Quick Attack, right? That Rattata was an essential team member. Even as you added to the squad, it was one of your first friends. When it evolved into Raticate, you probably cheered. Your buddy was going to go the whole distance with you, all the way to the Indigo Plateau. Wait, hold on a second. Is that Pokemon a freaking bug with scythes for arms? See ya, Raticate. You know these Pokemon. These are those fond early game archetypes we all know and love. The bird, the rat, the bugs. They're there to help you take down the early gyms, but at some point, they just can't hack it anymore. Try as you might to make your Kricketune a Hall of Famer, he's probably better relegated to playing the world's saddest violin for the Bibarel and Furret, who are also wasting away in your PC box. This is where it's most obvious that some Pokemon are designed to be bad on purpose. And also, in my opinion, where it's the hardest to argue that it's a bad thing. These Pokemon have to be relatively worse compared to later game Pokemon, because that's what encourages people to keep upgrading their team. If you made them too strong, people wouldn't ever catch other Pokemon.
I'm going to
maybe. I think there's actually another argument to be made here. If I did hand you a bunch of overpowered monsters from the word get, maybe you would just stick with that for the entire game. But honestly, I think you might not feel like you deserved them. Pokemon is a game about exploration, setting out on a journey and discovering new pieces of the world. And of course, new Pokemon. Actually, I have proof of this, both of how good that feels and how weird considered the alternative does, and they come from the same games,
Well, these edits are
Omega Ruby and
strange.
Alpha Sapphire. These games have, to me, one of the most rewarding Pokemon hunts in the
He
series,
puts his
and one
face
that I
on it.
first encountered in Ruby and Sapphire. Meteor Falls is a pretty little stopover in the main story that primarily serves to advance the plot and give you a way to get back to Rustboro easily. But when you're walking through, chances are that you'll probably notice the gigantic waterfall in the background that just about screams, "Come back here when you have the right HM." If you do that, you're rewarded with the usual series of trainer fights and item spawns and everything you expect, but with a subtle twist. You'll encounter 2 Dragon Tamers, a class that you've probably never seen before. Their teams are loaded up with dragons, and one of them will tell you, "This is where we dragon users do our training." I remember plumbing the depths of Meteor Falls, eventually reaching a solitary cavern in the deepest part of the cave.
I did
Towards
this
the
too
back,
as a
I
kid.
see an item on the ground.
And-
I pick
and
it up. TM02,
went everywhere
Dragon Claw.
inside
Confirmation
this
of what my
cave
young heart has
looking
been
for a
hoping this
Bagon.
whole time. Here, there be dragons. Finding that Bagon spawn in Meteor Falls is one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in a game. I had to work for it, and once I had trained my Bagon up to Salamence,
so
my
hard.
work was handsomely rewarded. It said that Bagon's dreams of flight let them eventually take wing as Salamence, and I felt that same wish fulfillment in my quest to obtain a dragon. And then, in Omega Ruby, Steven Stone hands you a Latios right after you beat the 3rd gym. What else do you expect from the spoiled rich heir to the Stone fortune? This guy's a Nepo baby, by the way.
Here's a
Bad
legendary. You have
parenting.
3 badges.
Look,
You're
I agree that
qualified.
soaring through the sky on the back of the Eon Pokemon was one of the coolest things that I've done in a Pokemon game, at least at first. It did get kind of old kind of quickly. But I boxed that Latios immediately because I didn't think it was time for me to have a Latios yet. It's like Gym 3. Maybe you used it. But I think that the early game Pokemon being bad allows for the power curve of the game to rank up in a very intentional way that
Got a
keeps
cat
things
scratching
engaging.
the door
Breaking
right
that
now.
curve kind of breaks enjoyment of the game. What's the point of catching new Pokemon if they're not going to be stronger than my Mega Latios? And I think Game Freak knows this now,
Solo
because
run?
in Scarlet and Violet, you get handed a legendary before you even get to school. You just don't get to use it in battle until much, much, much later. And when you finally do, after some very traumatizing realizations, by the way, it culminates in what is, in my opinion, one of the most genuinely affecting moments in any Pokemon game. So we've proven our point on why these first friends should be bad Pokemon. But are they actually bad
gotta start doing
Pokemon?
edits like
From a
that.
design perspective, no, I would not
put my
say
head
so.
on everything.
These Pokemon are often fun, goofy, and cute, and even when they aren't, they're just so iconic and memorable because everybody sees them who plays the games, and many players will use at least some of them for the entire duration of the game. But competitively speaking, yes, these Pokemon are typically extraordinarily awful. Kricketune, Bibarel,
You
Furret,
take that back
Watchog,
about
Dustox.
Bidoof,
These
God.
Pokemon are not accomplishing anything of note in a serious battle.
No,
But there
no,
are
no,
some
no, no, no,
notable
no, no.
exceptions. That, strangely enough,
Bidoof
almost
and Bibarel
entirely
do not
come
belong
from
on
the
that list.
avian members of this subgroup. Staraptor is borderline usable thanks to the overwhelming power of Reckless Bravebird and Double Edge, not to mention Intimidate, Final Gambit, U-Turn, and a couple of other useful tools. A few players have used it over the years to some success, and it even made top 8 at Worlds in 2014. Corviknight is another bird who's flown high in recent years,
Top 8?
actually recently getting its first regional win. Not that it did much to help in the finals, but by far the strongest first friend
Whoa.
is Kalos' national
That's-
bird, Talonflame. This Pokemon is one of the most used
That's
Tailwind
Pokemon
setters in the
guy
game's
that
history,
you
thanks to the
know.
combination of
Yeah, I
Tailwind
do.
and
Okay.
Gelwings. It
Hello,
was
welcome to
extremely
stream.
dominant when X and Y
We're
first
reacting.
released, and it still gets used today despite being pretty heavily nerfed. It's won every level of competition,
Oh, thank you for the
including
sub, my dude.
the World Championships in 2014, where Sajin Park took home first
That
place
one
with a
guy that you
Pokemon
know.
that realistically
Yeah, him.
could have been the very first thing he caught in X and Y. Speaking of Sajin, well, you probably know where I'm
Why is this taking so long?
going with this.
There we
Suffice it
go.
to say that some of these early route Pokemon can certainly
have to make
perform at
jump
the
cuts.
highest level, but overall, they're bad, as they should be. But we still haven't covered Luvdisc. You don't find this Pokemon until the late water routes of Hoenn. It's not related to anything else as much as people wanted it to be, and it's not harboring some secret ability that'll totally change its place in history. At least, I think it's not. I mean,
Be free, feline. Love this saying swole. I don't know if that's gonna stay in the video, but
Surely it's not. It's
Love
not,
this thing.
right?
Whoa.
Yeah, it isn't. We said that late game Pokemon should be good. So why is this Pokemon so bad? Part 4. If everyone's super,
Because Gen 3
no
wants to
one
make
is.
us
Sir David
cringe
Attenborough
and
once
be
said,
hard.
it is that range of biodiversity that we must care for, the whole thing, rather than just 1 or 2 stars. And you could be a star if you subscribe to the channel. This is a category that is inherently tied to the last
could be
one, but
a
it still
star
is
if you
distinct.
subscribe
While the first
to my
friend
channel.
Pokemon are often part of evolutionary chains that simply can't compare power-wise, even when they're fully evolved, these are more of the dex fillers. You know these Pokemon. Often, they're single-stage Pokemon who you encounter sometime in the mid-game. Maybe strong enough then to hold their weight, but thoroughly outclassed later. I'm talking Carnivine, Carbink, Tropius, Stunfisk. These Pokemon are underpowered to better enhance out the Pokemon world's semblance to a diverse ecosystem, and sometimes to give the NPCs Pokemon that even a
Carnivine's
kid
the
can
shit,
beat without
dude.
breaking
Tropius
a
is
sweat.
the shit.
Satoshi Tajiri famously
Tropius
drew the
is the only
inspiration for
Pokemon that can beat
from
all the
collecting
lions.
insects as a kid, and you can imagine that in his childhood exploration, he saw a bevy of different bugs, some of them stronger or more dominant than others. Dive into the Hoenn waters, and among the Lovedisk, you'll find Huntal and Gorbis patrolling the ocean floors, Sharpedos speeding between the currents and past behemoth whale lords, ancient Relicanth
that
who
whale
watch
lord
the
back
whole
there look
cycle
different.
turn over time and time again, and deeper still, Kyogre in its slumber. Apart from replicating ecological diversity, the Lovedisks of the world have to exist for the Kyogres to exist. Because
No.
if this thing
They
were
made
as
a
strong
flower,
as
now kiss
this
it.
thing, well, what would be the point of even catching the Pokemon on the box? That is an extreme example, but you
Put
see the
Lovedisks
point.
on the box
Apart
with
from
blue
that,
hair.
there's also a special kind of joy in using a Pokemon that you know just isn't up to snuff with your opponents. I've given Lovedisk a lot of flack in this video, but that very status as a low-powered fish also makes it special to some people. I have a friend who once set out to clear the Elite Four in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire with just a single Lovedisk. Sure, he had to put the metronome item on it to make sure its surfs were doing enough damage, and stock up with endless Lepa berries to make it through,
Strength
but
is the
that
power of
Lovedisk
moves,
emerged as a champion, and for him, as one of his new favorite Pokemon. Different power levels offer different player experiences.
Nightbot keep saying the same thing?
Most of the time.
I'll tell you later.
Some of these things really are so bad that it is offensive. If you watch my video on the worst Pokemon ever, you know that when I first ran into Carnivine and Diamond and Pearl, I was actually super hyped to use it, until I tried to send it out in battle. It's a mediocre
Turbo
grass type with
garbage.
Levitate to go from resisting ground moves to being immune to them, floating over toxic spikes. This is the kind of bad Pokemon that I wouldn't really even be excited about using because it doesn't have a niche, and Game Freak seems to get that, honestly. The old model of the mediocre single stager, Lovedisk, Carnivine, Tropius, it seems to have changed. Nowadays, these Pokemon often get some sort of signature ability or move that, while it might not make them amazing, at least makes them unique to play. They've got their thing, you know what I mean? Kamala can't be status
Comatose.
because of Comatose.
What is going on here? Am I recording too long? Is this a 30 minute?
Bruxish, for as much as I hate the way it looks, gets to spam Strong Jaw Psychic Fangs or even Dazzling as its signature ability. Cramorant has Gulp Missile, Ice Cube gets Ice Face, Stonejourner has Power Spot. Sometimes these weird signature abilities actually even can make a Pokemon good. Maybe sometimes a little bit too good. In addition to
Donzo.
changing the archetype, Game Freak has also updated or buffed
Let
some
me
of these
put you in
old
my
bad
mouth
Pokemon,
and
either with
get
new
strong.
abilities or evolution.
That's what
Mawile, one of the
Dondozo
most
says.
useless Pokemon in the game before Generation 6, became one of the strongest thanks to the addition of the Fairy typing and the notorious Mega Mawile. Farfetch'd got a full-on new evolution. A bunch of Pokemon that used to fit this category no longer do because they've been given evolutions, like Murkrow, Girafarig, Gligar, Stantler. Really, Gen 2 was full of these things. Then there are Pokemon who got new abilities to make them stronger, such as Volbeat and Illumise with the Prankster ability. No new evolution needed to make them at least a bit more relevant, though sometimes this does end up creating a really
Prankster,
strong
Illumise.
Pokemon. Most of the Pokemon I just named are still
I'm the
bad
worst
in
Pokemon.
most situations. But as a competitive player, I like that better than the old model of bad in every situation. You're not going to see Ice-Cube and Stonejourner taking over the ranked ladder, but it is fun for me to try and make them work with the strengths that they do have. If you asked me to take Lovedisk to the top of the ladder, I'd probably try and pass off an Alama as Lovedisk to trick you and make it feel a little bit more doable, though not that much easier. It's a nice way for Game Freak to update
Listen,
Pokemon while
Alama
still keeping
is
power levels in
legit
check. Now, part of
great
you might think
Pokemon.
that Game Freak is just
An
messing up
amazing
here, that they
Pokemon.
actually intend all of the Pokemon to be strong, but they just miss the the mark on balance. Well, I've got a counterpoint for you. A Pokemon that is essentially Game Freak saying, this thing is supposed to suck. And it's from the most recent generation. That Pokemon, of course, is the Dunsparce. If you weren't around back in the early 2000s, you might not know the reputation that Dunsparce had in the community. Dunsparce in itself seemed like a troll Pokemon back in Gold and Silver. It was a phenomenally rare Pokemon with only a 1% chance of appearing in one of the smallest caves in the game. Finding it was harder than the Bagon journey I described earlier. If you were lucky enough to find it, you might think, this thing's so rare, it's gotta be super strong, right? Instead, it was one of the most useless Pokemon.
Let me tell you a story
series.
about me in Dunsparce, okay? I was one of those lucky people who played Pokemon Gold and Silver for the first time when it came out. And I walked into the Dark Cave, and my first ever encounter in that Dark Cave was a Dunsparce. And I did not find out that it was so rare to find in that game until about a month later. I killed that motherfucker fast. And never found one again.
Especially before abilities were introduced. A weak, slow, normal type with pretty much no redeeming factors. But precisely because Dunsparce is so weak and so rare, the community obsessed about it. For years, they'd make fake Dunsparce evolutions, dreaming of a day when it unleashed its true power.
Dunsparce
Most of them looked like overpowered dragon types, with Dunsparce's puny wings expanded to soar across the sky. Surely, eventually, Game Freak would give this thing some love, right? The community waited more than 20 years. And finally, in Scarlet and Violet, their wishes were answered. Dunsparce finally got its evolution. The Dunsparce, who is a Dunsparce with one extra segment. It's got slightly better stats and okay signature move, and that's it. It's bad. The only thing that sets the Dunsparce apart is the 100 chance for it to be a 3-segment Dunsparce when it evolves, which to me is just Game Freak pointing
slightly bigger Dunsparce.
Here you go. It's just a longer Dunsparce. Well, if you're crazy enough, you can try to find one that's even longer.
And then you can get an even longer one.
It's worse than Stonejourner and probably most other Pokemon too. My point is, the Dunsparce proves that Game Freak actively makes Pokemon bad for their own reasons. I'm not a huge fan of the Dunsparce, but I do like these other Pokemon that try to be good and bad at the same time. These Pokemon are allowed to still be weak most of the time, which we've said is a good thing, and they can be strong in very specific situations. It's fun to try to figure out their unique abilities, and it even doubles down on the ecological diversity angle we were discussing earlier. Sometimes though, you can be too unique. And that leads us to our final category. Part 5, the gimmicks. These are the Pokemon that are designed to show off a game mechanic more than anything else.
Okay, so like Ass Form. What else can we think? Fucking Deerling. Deerling's one. Castform and Deerling.
A lot of the time, some NPC is going to hand you one of these things paired with an explanation of the new and innovative mechanics that they're meant to demonstrate, which chances are you'll forget about as soon as you have the chance to box it. There's a wide range to these things. Some of them illustrate a gimmick found otherwise in the game. Unknown, of course, is a whole language unto itself that's critical not just to the plot of the Johto games, but to an entire Pokemon movie. It also happens to be the demonstration of hidden power, first introduced in Generation 2. Cherrim or Wormadam are probably the first time you'll see a Pokemon that changes forms, something introduced in Generation 4. Although that does assume you're going to remember Cherrim or Wormadam after you see them. Castform shows off the power of weather in a very easy to understand visual way, while Deerling and Sawsbuck demonstrate Unova's seasonal changes. Other times, these Pokemon gimmicks exist just to have a gimmick. These are the ones that start to get a little tricky. For example, there's Spinda.
Forms in his name.
I've got no beef with. Every Spinda is different. What a great metaphor for the variety inherent in nature. More importantly, what an invaluable tool for taking out the 1 billion lions. 1 billion Spindas is a lot of Spindas. Kecleon wants to change its outfit every 5 seconds. Girl, me too. Relatable queen. I guess there's no real reason that these Pokemon all have to be bad on like a statistical level, but for some reason they almost always are. Perhaps the best reason we can find is the one gimmick that shows us what happens when gimmicks go bad. Gimmicks go bad. by which I mean when they're good. Smeargle. Smeargle's meant to represent artistic freedom, the power to express yourself limitlessly with its move choice, crafting a Smeargle that fits your vision of what Pokemon should look like. Turns out, everyone is really into a vision that looks something like a Dark Void plunging your opponent into endless nightmares. No, I swear, I don't want to use Dark Void. It's just that Darkrai is my favorite artist. You know, me personally, I'm just a big fan of his Endless Void era. You too? Wow, what are the chances? See you in 3 turns, I guess. Even with terrible stats, Smeargle's artistic aspirations have caused so many headaches over my years of competitive Pokemon that Game Freak had to nerf it twice. So maybe that's the reason these gimmicks are bad. Because gimmicks being good is just not fun.
Unless
These
he,
Pokemon are mostly relegated to being fun bursts of flavor
including
in the game.
nerf
Something you look
twice,
at to say, huh, that's
but
neat, and then never
one
think
of the
about
most
again.
recent
I've covered a
Smeargle
decent
nerfs
amount of them, but there are 2
is now it can no
Pokemon
longer
that,
learn
to me,
Transform.
take the cake for being terrible, and it's because their gimmicks don't even exist anymore. The first is Furfrou, whose customizable hairstyles are an homage to X and Y's introduction of player customization for the first time ever in the series. These different hairstyles did pretty much nothing at all, and you can only change Furfrou's style at one place in each of the games that it's in. Even more baffling, your Furfrou's coat isn't permanent. It loses the haircut after 5 days or whenever you take it in and out of a box, meaning to even keep it tricked out, you need to keep it in your team the entire time. And while Furfrou might have access to a great ability in fur coat, its stats are so thoroughly terrible that it can't even use it very well. Now you too can experience the real life cost of paying exorbitant amounts of money to give your dog a haircut it'll immediately lose after rolling in the dirt. After Generation 7, this Pokemon hasn't even been available in a single game. Likely because Game Freak realized no one's going to spend their time and hard-earned Pokebucks to spray paint a dog that wouldn't even be on their team. But while it's unlikely that Furfrou's customization comes back anytime soon, I can see a world where it returns, especially if Game Freak makes the haircut last longer. The next Pokemon, though, its gimmick is gone forever, because if Game Freak brings it back, they're gonna have some angry parents to deal with. Chatot is a terrible bird Pokemon introduced in Generation 4 with exactly one special quality: its signature move, Chatter. Chatter, when introduced, was a 60 base power normal type special move that had a chance to confuse the opponent. How much chance? Well, that depends on the chatter. See, in Generation 4, you could actually use chatter outside of battle and record your own audio to be played when the move was used. If you didn't use custom audio, the move would have a 1% chance, but depending on what audio you recorded, Chatot's confusion chance could be either 1, 11, or 31%. And in a stunningly bad decision from Game Freak, the chance pretty much correlated to the volume of the recording, meaning the best chance of confusion was to teach your parrot to scream loudly at the opponent. In Gen 5, the confusion chance got shifted a bit, but that was the only change to the move. Chatot, however, earned the dubious distinction of becoming the only non-legendary or mythical Pokemon to be banned from Generation 5's Global Battle Union. Likely because Game Freak realized that if you were gonna use a move as bad as Chatter already, most people probably had more nefarious intentions of communication. Chatot can say slurs. In Gen 6, Game Freak removed the custom audio entirely, and probably feeling bad for Chatot,
say something and it would say
65 power and 100% confusion rate. Chatot, while available in Legends Arceus, has also been conspicuously absent from the last 2 generations of Pokemon. And I suspect even if it does return, it will be condemned to an eternity of being a bad Pokemon without even a crappy gimmick to redeem
Give it an evolution.
There are many reasons that a Pokemon can be bad. These categories aren't official either. Plenty of Pokemon don't quite fit into one box or fit into multiple, like the gimmick Pokemon who are also the mid-game single stagers, or Pokemon with unique abilities who are still held back by their need to be close to their relative stats. I might have broken them into different categories, but at the end of the day, they all really share the same reason for being bad, and it's something we already said earlier on. Different power levels offer different player experiences. Imagine how boring Nuzlocke or other challenge runs would be if every Pokemon was just overpowered. Different power levels, as with the first friends, are key, not just to making powerful Pokemon feel good, but to making all Pokemon feel good, most of the time. I still don't have anything good to say about Carnivine. Thanks for watching. If you like hearing me talk about Pokemon that are bad, you might be curious to know what I think the worst Pokemon of all time is. I spent a lot of time looking.
The worst Pokemon of all time is Golduck. I'll save you the video. It's Golduck. Actually go watch the video if you want to watch the video, but it's Golduck. I know it's Golduck. And I'll always say it's Golduck. But that being said, I'm actually going to end the stream on that end. That was our reaction, guys. Actually, I need to record again. That was us reacting to Game Freak Makes Pokemon Bad on purpose and why. If you liked the video, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. And go subscribe to Wolfie. And guys, with that, I'm gonna end off the stream here. Thank you guys so much for popping into me, hanging out with me, playing some games, reacting to some videos. We're gonna do it again very, very soon. I don't know when the next day I'm gonna stream is because I start work tomorrow, but we will figure it out. Thank you so much, and bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. I'll miss you. Bye. Bye.